This is early Monday morning, something different this week. I've got to move Albert out of the way so that we can get this week's job in. But as you will see, it didn't really go to plan. I somehow managed to put the mooring pin straight through a wasp's nest. Yep, that's me running for my life. About a year ago, I got stung by a wasp on the head and had a really bad allergic reaction to it and spent 7 hours in A&E. Jane wasn't happy. So I was a little bit fearful this was going to happen again. I went back after about 5 minutes to try and retrieve Albert, but unfortunately, the wasps had other ideas for me. And I had to run for my life yet again. So with the wind blowing in a favourable direction, I gave up, walked back to the bridge and round the other way to the yard. As you can see, the Swan family, they came to see what all the excitement was all about.
The wasp's nest there has to be warned.
At this point, I'm not really feeling my best. Jane's not about and I'm worried that the tingling in my lips is going to get worse. When this gentleman thinks it's a good idea to give me a hand by pushing my boat out of the way, needless to say, I did ask him to stop politely. As you can see, as I'm trying to pull the boat in, I've got the swans all on the inside of it. At which point, he thinks it's a really good idea to speed up because, obviously, I've inconvenienced his morning. At which point, unfortunately, I do let rip.
Come on, slow down, my friend. Sorry to put you out for 5 minutes. I have just been stung by a bunch of wasps and you're being a bit of a knobhead, that's why. Just take your time. I buy a boat if you want to be in a hurry, you
Needless to say, the week didn't start well. Luckily for me, the reaction didn't get any worse. Jane dosed me up with some Piriton, which I took for 3 or 4 days afterwards. I did milk it a little bit. So with that all done, let's get on with this week's job. Good afternoon, people, and yes, unfortunately the price of our diesel has gone back up again. Like I say, it's crazy times. So, bolt hole, you've just seen us getting that out of the water, well, me anyway, and pressure washing off. So, what are we doing this week then? This boat has been done with 2-pack, and it's in for 2-pack on the sides and bitumen on the base plate. So, steps are in the way, but I can see through there that the rear anode is in fine fettle. Looks like this boat's had some plate work done here, and potentially nearly half of the bottom has been replated. So that's the footings, as we would call that. Looks like it's was going a little bit rusty. That's why they've 2-packed it, to prevent it getting any worse. Rubbing strakes, they're just tacked every foot underneath there. So, chine angle, we've got some because it's had a new base plate. Moving down the sides, we've done a little test piece. There's an anode in the middle on the side. Could probably do some in the and then gaps there, but yeah, we've got one there. We've done a little bit of testing on this. When you have 2-pack, it should be straightforward that you just DA it off and it should look like this, or a little bit more like that really. But the problem is that because the boat's pitted, the DA, the orbital sander, won't get into the pits. So all the greenery is still in the pits, which then means that you have to get the whizzy wheel on the end of the grinder in there and chase like this, chase all of the greenery out. So makes it a bit time consuming, to say the least. Moving on. So the base plate at the front, which we've been asked to black, is not very good at all. In fact, I stopped back here because I was just blowing chunks off, and this is only quarter plate, so it's 6.3 I think mil thick, and as the back of it has been overplated already, it does make me wonder how thin it is underneath here. I don't really need to be blowing a hole in a boat that's only on my dock for a week, because I haven't got time to overplate this if I do. So I've stopped. I think that needs a bit more looking at before. So what somebody's done before is I've just painted it. They just painted all the rust and glory and everything underneath there. They washed it off and just painted it by the looks. There's some strange people about, isn't there? Right. Anode at the front. That looks to be in good shape. Got a bit of a dent behind there. Wow. That's pretty awesome. Chine angle at the front. They're starting to get rather close to the weld, that is. Definitely just there. And yeah, it's got some little love bites on it round there, a little bit of dent edge. Moving on to the port side, anode's in okay condition, and again, chine angle here is wearing very thin towards the weld. Going to need some attention at some point soon. This side's not so green, so hopefully it'll be plain sailing. We can just DA this. There's not so much of it, there's just a few spots and areas that we're going to need to get the whizzy wheel in. It's the other side that I guess is probably in the sunlight on its moorings. Bit of a plate there. We can see where there was an anode on the side here, and they just decided to put one there instead. A lonely anode on the side. Nice brass outlets, and then some not so nice outlets. And again, welded in one there, and we're onto the new plate at the back here, and footings have been done again from sort of like halfway down the boat. Anode at the back, that's okay. Now, propeller, minimum amount of play in that. A bit of a chip out of it there, but it obviously got it here, so I don't think there's any problems with that. Rudder cup, so has got a little bit of play in it. I don't know if that annoys the owner. I'll have to ask and see whether they Plenty of meat around it, very serviceable. It's just whether or not it's annoying because it rattles or not. Yeah, that's going to need something doing with it as well around the back here. Whether we decide to cut this in higher because it's in the water too much or what, I'm not too sure. So, loads of questions with this one. Gonna have to get some answers and see which way we're going to go with it tomorrow. Okay, so we've got this side all prepped up now. It took us all day, as you can see. Took all the greenery out of all the little pits and everything all the way along. It's all looking good underneath there. Remove that anode. We're going to repurpose that one again, I think, at the back, and space them differently down the sides. Hello, Jane.
Hello, love.
You started already?
Yeah.
Jolly good. So I'm guessing you want a hand?
Yes, please.
Uh,
Mine.
I think I've let the kettle on.
Have you really?
Yeah.
It's electric, baby. It switches itself off. Sorry.
The dog needs to go for a walk.
We ain't got one. And you can't walk the cat.
Alright, I suppose I better give you a hand then.
I suppose you're right.
The following day I start nice and early with an attempt to try and beat the hot weather. Good morning, people. Well, we've had a busy morning, as you saw by the time lapse. Getting the port side of bolt hole all sorted out. There's a couple of little tips you ever decide to put 2-pack on your boat and it has got pits to it. The first thing you need to do is to get rid of any sharp welds that there might be. Any bobbles like this, or little imperfections like that, or these even, and welds like this really need smoothing down, because it's all fine and dandy when you put the first coat of blacking on, but then when you come to need to sand it down with an orbital sander to reapply it years down the line, it makes it very difficult. And you can see the difference. If you have nice new steel, you get a lovely finish like this, which is easy to reapply black into because you just sand it. But on an older hull where you have loads of pitting, it's harder to do. The greenery gets in here, and you need to get it all out. You need to chase that out, otherwise it's a waste of time putting paint on it. So as you can see, this side we're going to paint this afternoon. We're up against the clock at the moment because we have a window of 18 hours between the first coat going on and the second, and if we leave it any longer than that, then unfortunately we have to scotchy scuff up the surface before we apply the next coat. Morning, lovely.
Morning.
So how's it going?
All right.
Jolly good. Applying the second coat, I see.
Yeah.
Smells beautiful.
Nice.
So, guessing you want a hand.
Please.
Right. I do have a boat on the dock. I've just got to change the gearbox oil in first, and then when I got that done, I'll be free.
Okay.
So I'll come and give you a hand. How's that for a deal?
That's a deal. If I'm not finished before then.
I'll try my hardest to be as quick as I can. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So with the boat being overplated, you don't have to be so gentle with welding them on because you've got two thicknesses of steel. Okay, so we're nearly there now. One of the last jobs to do is to lift the boat up and move the blocks so that we can prep and paint the areas that it's been sat on. Good morning people, and it's the end of the week and the family are here having their breakfast. Well, they've had their breakfast. I'm feeling a lot better now towards the end of the week after my encounter with the wasps over there. After a little bit of research, I've now found out that if you can see that stake that's there with the little bit of tape on the top of it is actually to warn people, I think mainly CRT's contractors, of a danger. So they're about 10 feet out from where it was, but that was put in by a CRT guy on a Sunday about a month ago, and we did wonder what it was for. We thought maybe it's something to do with these trees that are getting a little bit large, but evidently that's what it's about. So if you're out on your travels and you see one of these stakes banged in the ground with a bit of tape on the top of it like that, caution tape, that's possibly what it means. So bolt hole is all done. What remains now is to get it back in the water. So that's bolt hole all finished for the time being. She is booked back in with us again in January to have that base plate finished off, another 7 meters of it overplated. So we look forward to seeing her then.